Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, there's something very, very, very fucking important. And these videos are pertaining to not for the liberals, the libertards, people who believe in God, people who like to smoke, people who like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT, people who generally fit in the box with other people. That's about 80 to 85% of you. Alright? If you're sensitive, you're biased, you basically don't even ask questions. I don't really cater to most of your, needs here. I'm more of a psychological individual. And of course, there's a method to my madness. Of course, if you have any questions or comments or even roast fest, put it down. If it's funny as fuck, I will post it. If it's some spam shit, you will be blocked. If you got some hate, I will post it if it's logical. If you have a question, I will post it if it's logical. Okay, I do counseling, therapeutic, fitness training, babysitting, child-like services on the side, all sorts of etc., etc. Please read my description down below. There was no one like me on the internet. So as you saw that post that says Dark Psychology 101, I will explain it to you in very simple layman's terms. This is what everybody should be using. The world would be a better place if people use more dark psychology. What is dark psychology? Okay? And before I begin, I want to make it very clear. I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter man. Yes. That's true. What is dark psychology? Psychology, basically, just psychology, is the science of mind, okay? Learning how to manipulate to get results. In general, that's all it is. You're learning how to manipulate. Manipulate, the word manipulate means to cleverly use things either for good or bad. Sometimes you may need to lie to get a result. Sometimes you may need to put a little effort into something by putting in work psychologically to get a good result. Like, for example, religion. Religion is a good and a great evil for the greater good. Now, a lot of people just do not have the critical thinking skills to do the research on religion itself, so they will continue to believe in Santa Claus. Okay, same thing with the God complex and people who believe in the God or the Lord. Okay, but to use dark psychology is very simple. Okay, and I want you to listen very carefully between what these two types of manipulation is. The first type of manipulation is a lie. Now, I don't like lying, okay, but to tell the truth, it's like using a double-edged sword when you're trying to manipulate something to get something. To get something out of something is to use manipulation by using a double-edged sword, okay? The good side of it is basically telling you the truth. Like when I tell you, you will disappear, okay, because you're messing with me or you're threatening my life, you have to take into account that I said something. I said something. And if you did not hear me, I don't care, okay? Because some people just don't learn, okay? I'm a magical individual. And so I find out if you're trying to manipulate me in a negative way, by making up lies, you want to make sure you do one or two things. The good way of manipulation is by telling the truth, okay? You tell the truth by basically telling people what you want and what your outcome desire is. Like to be manipulated or to manipulate is driving a car. Driving a car is a form of manipulation. When you go to your job, you're being manipulated at your job by your boss. This is basic semantics. That's the good side of manipulation. Lots of people don't put deep thought when they're trying to manipulate something. Most people don't use psychology. They just don't today. They just go on with the flow with everyone else. So, when you are a parent, you are manipulating your child. You can also brainwash your child by manipulating their education, correct? So these are the basic fundamentals of good manipulation, which is not dark psychology, okay? Using psychology is something what most people don't use, but they use it indirectly, like teaching someone, okay, driving a car. Manipulation can be used for the greater good or the greater evil. Now, let's begin with bad psychology or dark psychology, okay? When I say bad, I don't really mean it's bad or bad evil, okay? I mean sometimes you have to use the jurisdiction of the courts. They use certain, like for example, you go to the doctor or something, and the doctor said you only have 6 months to live. They actually lied to you. They lied to you. But studies show that a placebo effect works in many types of people's minds and hearts. So they get scared. They get scared. Okay? So you start eating healthy. Not realizing they have lied to you for a greater good. To lie for a greater good does not mean you're necessarily lying. Sometimes you're lying for the bad purpose of saving someone's life. Some people use it for a very bad reason, okay? To hurt you, to trick you, okay? But I'm glad I'm not that type of person because I'm the magic man. I don't have to worry about lies. I usually tell a person up front, this is what's going to happen. If I find out by evidence, full granddaddy evidence, that you have done these things to me, you will suffer the consequences. Or you can actually, make it up to me some way. I'm pretty kind and very noble. Okay? Because I am a perfect person. I try my best to be perfect. Alright? And I think every one of you should try to be your best person as you can. Because you only live less than 100 years old. Like, for example, I'll give you a great example of a great evil for a greater good. Religion is a great evil for a greater good. People don't like doing the research on the origins of religion. When I keep telling them where it comes from, and you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? This is very important with critical thinking skills, which most people do not have. Okay? So that's a great example of what dark psychology is to use manipulation in a clever way to get a result, or to get a result for yourself, a result for something else, or result for yourself, or it could be for some other unknown reason. Okay, it is very potent that when you guys get in relationships and I tell you test her out, like that's a form of dark psychology. Okay, you get a friend. Okay, you tell that girlfriend or boyfriend you're talking to, yada 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 yada. Now, the only way to verify if this person is going to be truthful to you is by testing someone. So you're going behind the scenes to make sure you move some things manipulatively, cleverly, to see if this person is going to tell the truth. But when you find the truth, you hold that truth. You can use it as a weapon. I have many cards from many people's asses. And a lot of times, okay, when I have these cards in my hand, I feel supremely fucking powerful. But I'm no narcissist. I am no narcissist, because there's good narcissists and then there's bad narcissists. Like a boss at your job who's the leader. But of course, people get those things misconstrued. All right? There are people who feel powerful just by having knowledge. But they're not evil narcissists. So now you understand the gist of what dark psychology is. Use it sparingly if you don't know how to handle it, and use it wisely. Use it often, because I tell you guys and women and people I come in encounter with to use psychology. Don't manipulate them to make it confusing. Don't trick them, okay? Because I believe in karma. Okay, this is why I'm a noble person. I do not, if I tell you not to do this, or that, I will give you a way out. Then it will go down to the second level. Then the third level comes up, and that will be your doom. At least I explained it to you up front. But there are some people who use dark psychology for a negative outcome. They're opportunists. Okay? I am not an opportunist. I'm an honest person and a holy man. I have no time for games or riffraffs with certain types of people. Got it? So this is under 10 minutes, and I hope you learned something here about how to use dark psychology. Now, I don't try to get too technical in it because I use layman's terms, okay? Because I think that's the best way to relay the message clearly. And as I said before, most people don't use dark psychology, nor do they use basic fundamental psychology anyway. They're doing it indirectly, especially when they're training your children, when they go out from day to day, talking and socializing, basic shit. But of course, you don't know who I am. You better read that description. I am not a Kevin Samuels, peoples. I am a real-life anecdotal therapist. Or you may consider me a Sexologist, because I do have schizophrenia, schizoaffective, but I'm not the one that's delusional. Be careful. Different types of people out there. Also, please, people, stop believing that human and Homo sapiens are the only superior intelligent race out there. Stop that. Please, that's annoying. I be having conversations like, oh, Jesus is related to humans. I said, no, aliens don't believe in Jesus, baby. If aliens existed, they're not going to believe in your hocus pocus Jesus or your Santa Claus. Alright? So it's wise to open up the box so you can understand and to learn more out there rather than just staying in this box, the screen we're watching here. Okay? Because there's information out there that's all across the internet that you can learn and open up your third eye, which can be a dangerous thing to some people. Alright? So now you understand how to use dark psychology. Understand how to use it. Are you using it for the better good? Or are you using it for the better evil? And also, I want to say one thing. I'm just having this debate with a friend of mine, and I keep telling people, most people have been raised by single mothers. And then that also, the pathology is very clear that you have no understanding on how to use it in the first place. If you're raised by single mothers, and I'm talking to a friend of mine, and then we was talking about Trump, right? And I was like, do you know Trump personally? Okay, so he became biased upon believing what other people says in the media. But he never really listened to Trump's message. I'm a Trump supporter. Yes, I'm more on the alpha side. Lots of people look down on Trump, okay, because his alpha-like ways of speaking, grab him by the pussy. I think that's awesome when you get to freely, at least you can see who he is. I'm more afraid of the Jezebel. Okay, I'm more afraid of her. I ain't afraid. I just clearly could see who Trump was. I say this motherfucker married like 2 or 3 women, while Obama only married 1. Okay, ain't no one powerful man gonna be dealing with 1 woman. Are you out of your mind? Okay, but of course, to each his own. Everybody, you know, as I said before, alphas don't deal with monogamous relationships, babies. Y'all got that all twisted. But that's beside the point. I digress here. If you want to learn more, you want to come into and get a consultant, you contact me down below. Okay, I'm planning on traveling to Gambia, but of course I know a lot of Americans are sleeping still until another catastrophe occurs. You get in touch with me. I'm usually on Facebook and on YouTube. I don't really do too much of anything. I got shit. I gotta do some studying. I gotta watch my daughters and shit. I'm eccentric. Alright? I love you all, but I hate the many of you. I despise the many. Hate is a strong word, by the way. I use it just to throw the biased people off. If you don't know me, ask me. Okay? If you don't know me, ask me. It's better. It's a wiser man is someone who asks questions rather than a fool who just go out with their heart. Because you will be destroyed. Especially when someone revealed to you this happened to this person and yada yada yada. Okay, you know. But other than that, y'all have a good day and a good night. And I hope you got this message. I hope you get the message. Did you get the message? Because most people don't get the message in my videos. My videos are not popular. And 9 times out of 10, I age restrict a lot of my videos. They're not for kids. But YouTube has to come up out of that that immature algorithm. They should not be blocking people's freedom of speech. They shouldn't be doing that. Okay? Some people want to basically, want to say stuff just to rant off or do their things therapeutically, like what I do, okay, and I think it's wrong. And I even listed down in my video. For some reason, I still get a strike. Yo, for real? How are you getting a strike when you're just a psychologist and a therapist? But as I said before, a schizoologist is someone who has schizophrenia who is actually a therapist and a psychologist. Okay, so there you go. You don't know my history, dog, okay? It's a word I made up. Yes, schizologist is a word I made up. A Schizo-Indigo is also a word I made up. It may become catchy, or it may not. I don't care. EDB is a word I made up. Emotional douchebags, way back in the 90s. Okay? Like the word NPC, okay? People with enough money, they create these terms and these tags, and they put it out there on the internet, and like Red Pill and Micto, whoever got the money, they can actually advertise it. But I don't have the money, but I don't care about making words popular or not. I don't care about them. I think the new terminologies and words is called idioms. Okay, I think that's what it's called. I think that's the definition of what it's called. But I could be wrong. Okay, but it doesn't really matter. You understand my point here. Other than that, I've said a lot in this video, and I've slowed it down. So whenever you see me with my glasses on, I'm being more astute or more intellectual prowess, or I'm usually trying to be a little bit more technical. But I really don't like getting too technical because my mental can't handle it. Alright? Other than that, peace.